I'm not great at this. Welcome back, guys. King Amarok here to talk about my Amazons once again. The first video, the very first comment was a request to go over it in full. And as I was doing that, I was noticing that I wasn't using this deck to its full potential, so I have implemented more cards. Now I'm back in test mode, making sure that this thing is going to run like it did. The main engine is still there. The princess, who once summoned to the field, normal or special, can grab a spell or trap card from the deck, which is usually the card that allows me to attack multiple times with one monster, but also grab another card from the deck, which is usually the onslaught, which summons an Amazon per battle phase, but then banishes any monster that battles the Amazon after the battle step. Which just that mixed with the princess being able to, on the battle step, also get the queen from the deck to the field, makes it to where nothing can be destroyed by battle damage, which also makes the swordswoman pretty incredible still, because if she can't be destroyed by battle, she can battle anything, and her effect is to send the battle damage back to my opponent. Actually, if you can make the attack of your Amazon swordswoman, Amazoness swordswoman less, that would actually be better. So I love when people take my attack away or lessen it by like 1,000 points, because that just makes her way more dangerous. Now, for some of the stuff that I wasn't using as heavy as I should have, like the Amazon Scouts, during either player's phase, a battle phase, standby phase, anything, I can tribute this card to make it to where none of my other Amazons can be targeted by card effects. I can do it right before you attack. It'll ask me if I want it, so that way if there's any effects that happen after you attack me, they don't happen, which makes it a lot easier to keep Amazons on the field, because they are a little bit behind the meta at this point. But they are getting some updates, hopefully, to the Master Duel scene with some support after years. It's been since 2003. Something else that I haven't been using properly has been the baby tiger. The baby tiger in hand or graveyard will summon itself as long as you summon an Amazon. You're always going to have something to put in defense mode and be protected. But if I need a way to get an Amazon back from the graveyard, I can summon one of these scouts, and the tiger can come with it if they're both in my hand, or, you know, anywhere near each other in the deck where I can play them both, and bring out Herald of Pure Light. The Herald of Pure Light can take a card from my graveyard, put it in my hand, and then I can take a card from my hand and put it in the deck. The only way that the princess can utilize the queen in full is by pulling her from the deck. So this is my way to get the queen out of the graveyard, put it back in the deck so the princess can get the effect going again. There are multiple ways to get the queen out. The Amazoness Spy I was using as a defense wall, hoping that someone would hit this and kill it so I can go ahead and get Amazon out the graveyard. But I found out that once I hit you, I can still do the effect. Pretty broken, but great. I may take some life point damage, but I'm able to pull a card out of my graveyard. Since that monster would have left the field and went to the graveyard, if I have my Amazon Village out, it allows me to pull another monster from the deck, which just replaces the Spy. So once again, a little bit of life point damage, 2 summons. It's perfectly fine with me. The Chain Master, same thing. If I hit you with this card and destroy myself, I can pay 1,500 life points to look at your hand and just take a card. That can mess up a lot of your summon steps. If you have an Ash Blossom in your hand, I can just take that thing and use it against you when I feel like it. And that has happened a few times. It's pretty funny. The Amazoness Fighter, pretty self-explanatory. Takes no battle damage from attacks with this card, which comes in handy when the queen is out. It comes in even more handy when I don't have the queen, if I can equip it with the Amazoness Heirloom. This card is like a portable queen, because the monster can't be destroyed by battle. But after the battle calculation, it has a secondary effect like Onslaught, where it will get rid of the card. It just won't banish it. It will send it to the graveyard. Another reason this thing exists in 3s in my deck is because of the Amazoness Sage. Now, this thing, if it battles and it's still on the field after that, it can destroy a spell or trap card. Now, if the queen is out, great. That thing can attack and take care of all kinds of cards. May take some damage. But if I have it equipped with the heirloom, I can destroy a monster and a trap card. All I got to do is hit you. Depending on what's on the field, that may not be a bad thing. The Amazon Tiger, the effect of that is it gets 400 attack points for every Amazon that you have on the field plus itself. That plus the Amazoness Village gives this thing 3,300 attack. I can stand up to Blue Eyes decks with the Tiger once I have the Amazons out and protected. So that's what the rest of this is now. It's literally just to protect the Amazons. Self-explanatory. Swords of Revealing Light. I shouldn't have to say anything about that. I carry 2 of them. I should carry 3, but it's fine. The polymerization is just so I can get to my Liger, which turns itself into defense position when you attack it, so I don't have to worry about the before attack position attack. The Amazoness Empress carries the same effect as the queen, so none of the monsters can be destroyed by battle, but this also adds the effect on there. But when this thing is taken off the field, it can bring a queen back from the graveyard that you use to summon this thing in defense position. So that way if they do have other things that can attack, they can't break through right away unless there's an effect that stops that from happening. It's the Witch's Strike. Some of you may know it, some of you may not. I honestly missed this one somehow, but it's good for any of the Amazons. It's mainly for the princess. If you stop anything that the princess can do, if you summon it, well, if I summon her and you try to stop that, this card right here, you have to destroy all of the cards that you control plus all the cards in your hand. She gets the card out of the graveyard. That happens in the main phase. If you negate that, all your cards are gone. But then I go to battle phase, and then she has the ability to pull the queen. And when she pulses for that, if you try to stop that, all your cards are gone. Either way, I can still hit you and pull out a secondary monster, and usually it's going to be the queen if this is the princess that I'm working with. So that card's a little broken for this deck. A few self-explanatory cards in here. The reinforcement of the army is great. I can just pull out a level 4 monster, put it in my hand, so that way I can have something in my hand for the effect of the onslaught. Warrior Returning Alive is just to pull a card out of the graveyard, put it in my hand. Crossover, it takes one of your monsters and equips it to mine. I can't attack that turn, but at least I take a monster from you, and it is a once per turn deal. The Amazon Village gives my monsters 200 attack, which isn't much, but it's enough for what this thing is able to do. If you destroy one of my monsters, I can get one from the deck, but if you destroy this card, I can pull a monster from the graveyard. So either way, as soon as this card hits there, I'm getting a summon out of it, or multiple. The reinforcement of the army's troops. The moment you declare attack, I can take a level 4, boom, put it on the field. The Amazon Onslaught does the same thing, boom. That's 2 summons. It's real easy to just like flood the field. The Amazon Will grabs a card from the deck, goes to the graveyard. Its effect from the graveyard is that I can make one of my Amazon monsters, but only one, that turn, attack all of my opponent's monsters once each. That paired with the onslaught means I just did battle damage and banished everything that would accept that effect. The Amazoness Archers, once this card is played, all of your opponent's monsters get flipped into face up attack mode and lose 500 attack points, and then they have to battle you. So that's just a way to force your enemies to hit something like the swordswoman while the queen is out. It's just nothing but battle damage at that point. The Dramatic Rescue, I'm testing out to see how I can get this to work. I can pick the Amazon card up that was targeted, put it in my hand, and then summon another Amazon. The Queen's Pawn, when I destroy a monster, usually with the tiger or something like that, it sends it to the graveyard. I can special summon a level 4 or lower monster from I think this one is the deck. The Gravedigger's Trap Hole, self-explanatory once again. It's one of the ones from the trap tricks, which I will do a video on them pretty soon. It negates one of your opponent's effects that happen in the hand or graveyard, and does 2,000 direct damage. I just use that to help stop effects from taking out my Amazons or something like that. Well, the Amazon is willpower. I can use this once per turn to just summon an Amazon from the graveyard in attack position, but it has to attack. So this card is pretty much used for the swordswoman or the spy or something like that. And we all know what this super overpowered card is. It's the Amazoness Onslaught. What this card does is once per turn during my battle phase, I can special summon an Amazon to the field, and it gains 500 attack points if summoned with this card. If a monster of my opponent's battles an Amazon, well, an Amazoness, then they're banished after the damage step. But either way, everything that you see under the Amazons is just there to help keep them in my hand and protect them. But the stuff that I've been using right now is going to be in the video that's coming up after this, so that way you guys can kind of see it in action. I'm still fine tuning. The normal rare event is going on right now, and I have built an Amazon deck with my normals, with a few extra things in there. But if you haven't hit that subscribe, thank you guys for watching. If you're running an Amazon deck, please let me know. If you're doing what I'm doing, drop a link. If you see me in a dual room, hop in. Every time I stream, I will have the dual room code on the screen. I'm enjoying Master Duel so far. It has become a race to see who can get their dragons out the fastest, and Eldritch and Tunes. Quite recently, it's been Time Lord and Harpies, and like I don't see anything else. But when I do get some more videos of me beating other things, then I'll put that up, and we'll be able to enjoy some actual matches in Yu-Gi-Oh. Everyone have a good day or night or whatever. I'm not great at this. Be good, guys. I think I said all the stuff, right? Yeah.